What do you do when you get a bad review? I'm Ben with the Building Business Channel, and I've got Jim Aline here, and we're going to talk about how to handle those bad reviews because they do come. You can't be perfect for everybody, and there's always somebody a little bit crazy that gives you a bad review that you didn't even deserve, right?
There are those people. There are those people out there.
Okay, so you're going to get a bad review.
Yep.
What do you do with it? What's the best practice?
I mean, the best practice is to be professional because if you scream on the internet, you can't tell who the crazy person is.
It's also recorded for everybody else to see your screaming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's just not the best thing to do. Other things that you might want to say in there in that professional tone are, cite examples of how you have tried to communicate and that you are willing to solve this problem for the customer.
Yeah. That's what I think. It really starts with empathy a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's hard to do because they just kind of stabbed you in the back with a bad review. But the first thing is to try to see it from their perspective, I think. And just go, look, any good company knows there's truth in every criticism, no matter how crazy it is. There's some truth. Let's find the nugget of truth. Let's own that truth. In other words, the professionalism comes across when you don't get defensive, but you say, like, look, we could have done better here.
That's right. Or
we should have learned from this, or maybe we should have a process for this you uncovered. Thank you for that feedback. That's the first thing, I think.
Yeah, and that is a big thing because it's finding to make your company better. It is finding those gaps. One of the things that the reasons that I see bad reviews happen is a gap in expectations between what the company was to provide and what the customer expected. So what you're talking about, that's that learning experience of how do we properly set expectations with that homeowner so that they're not leaving that bad review, right? Things are going to happen. One of your people are going to cut someone off in traffic and you're going to get a bad review. About how you have terrible drivers.
Yeah, exactly. They're crazy, and I saw your name on the side because it's wrapped,
That's right. And there's a phone number right there for them to call, right? So they will call, they will leave bad reviews, and they will be frustrated. They may be having a bad day, right? Like we have to understand that in people is that some things like that, those little things, hey, I'm really sorry that happened. We will have a conversation with the person who was driving that vehicle that day and make sure that they're abiding by the rules of the road and they are being, gracious to other drivers on the road.
You owned it there. You didn't deflect.
That's right.
Oh, you're wrong. No, our guys are certified. That always sounds like you don't want to hear that you're not professional,
Not, hey, we didn't do work for you. That's ridiculous that you left us a review on Google because...
Which is true, but that's not what you want to say.
Because you wouldn't let our guy merge into traffic, right? It's a little different tone.
Yeah, exactly right. So you're always thinking about your brand as you're going across on this. What do you think about review systems? So there's tools that can say like, hey, give us a review. And if they try to give a lower than a certain star rating, it'll redirect them somewhere else. Do you think that's a good practice? Do you think some people feel like it's cheating. Other people think that's like the way you should do it.
So it's against Google's terms and conditions to do that. The system that we provide our clients has that built into it. 3 or less stars, they fill out a form, but there is a button that says, I don't want to fill out this form. I want to leave a negative review. And that's how we stay compliant in those rules with Google.
So it's not that it's against asking first and then trying to redirect 3 stars. It's that you have to give them an option to still release the review.
That's right.
And put it down. Okay.
Review blocking, right? You're filtering the reviews before they get to Google. So, and not that those systems matter. They will find your Google business profile and just leave the bad review.
100%.
But the way that I look at it is that provides that learning experience. It provides an opportunity to solve the problem before it becomes bigger and more public.
Well, that's
right?
my thing, because most people, even if you fix their problem and they say, oh yeah, no, I'll go update my review, they almost never do.
No.
I think it was less than 10% ever do. And then if they do, a lot of times they don't actually change the stars.
Yeah.
They just put update. It was actually great. And there was, but the star still is one other 5. And you're like,
That's right.
So you're trying to sort of like get less of those begin to start. Like,
yeah, and
them
so
off.
it's heading them off, right? And we talked about this in getting reviews, but when you're asking those customers, hey, if we do a good job for you, would you be willing to leave us a review on Google? Even at those very moments in those conversations, hey, did we do a good job for you? Are you willing to leave us that review? Now, honest, Ben, I'm not happy with this or that.
It
right?
didn't go that well for me.
It didn't go that well for me. So now you have the opportunity to get in front of it. If you are just sending review requests to everyone that you do work for and not having the conversation, you're out of luck.
Yeah, you're going to get more negative reviews for sure. Okay, the spray and pray approach is not the right way to do it. That's why in the previous one of the previous sessions we'd gone through like how to ask for reviews, and part of that process is being proactive up front.
Yeah.
Now, we did some surveying on customers on this, and one of the things that we found, actually pretty wide research on this, was the number one reason somebody gets a bad review in contracting is because of poor communication. That's sort of the category it goes under. And then, but that's maybe obvious. Everybody listening goes, yeah, we know communication's a nightmare in this industry. Okay. It's a logistical problem anyways. But what was more interesting is the subset question. It was, okay, if poor communication is the main reason you gave a bad review, let's go secondary down. If you had been communicated well, but they had still missed the deadline and materials had been delayed and this and this and this happened, would you have still given the lowest review? And most people said they would have given a 5-star review because they understand that lots of things happen. Yep. They just didn't know what was going on.
It's all about the expectations.
So it tells you a lot about how to prevent negative reviews, over communicate to the customer, and you'll get more 5-star reviews, even if all kinds of things are going wrong on the project.
And a lot of times, what I've heard from contractors is, you know what, they don't want to hear from me that much. I don't want to bug them.
That's interesting. That's like the opposite of the research we have on homeowners.
Exactly.
For sure.
It's the exact opposite of that. I have a friend who was another big digital marketing marketer, and he sends tens of even hundreds of thousands of emails, and he sends them very frequently. And I was like, man, that's kind of annoying, right? Mm-hmm. Like, why do you send so many emails? And he said, until I have enough people unsubscribing, I am not sending enough emails. Mm. So essentially what he's saying is, I'm going to over communicate with my prospective customers. In his case, I'm going to over communicate my message until those few people will unsubscribe. And then I know, okay, now I have enough, right? So when your homeowners say, you know what? I've heard enough. Like, you've called me 6 days in a row to tell me that my job is scheduled for next Thursday. I think I got it now. I would err on that side. Mm-hmm. Err on over communication. That's the way that you can avoid a lot of those negative reviews.
Yeah. Because people say, well, they just showed up randomly and I wasn't sure what was going on and we never knew when the project was going to be completed and we had no idea when materials are going to be delivered. That's all normal for contracting, to have things be unpredictable. It's just the name of the game. What they were really saying isn't any of that. They were saying, I had no idea what was going on. Yeah. As long as they say, hey, we're not going to be out here this week, we're going to be out here next Friday, and then you actually follow the plan you set or you re-communicate, everybody's cool.
And they don't feel like you value their time.
Ooh, that's a good point too. Yeah.
They don't feel that you value their financial contribution to your business, because you are treating them like they don't matter, right? So by calling them, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I'm really sorry. There's some supply chain issues and this or that isn't in yet. We're going to have to, reschedule. I know this is an issue, but I really, we care. Mm-hmm. that we are solving this problem for you. Things are just out of alignment right now. So showing that you care, there are always going to be some people.
Yep.
But don't run your business for those people.
Yeah, exactly right. And try to limit the number by being more proactive on things.
Yep, definitely.
For sure you're saying every time there's a bad review, you should have a response put down there because people notice the responses, especially on the 1 stars, right?
You should have a response for every review.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So doesn't matter what good or bad, your company should be responding. Why?
At the very least, the negative reviews.
Yeah.
But what about a thank you? And it was a joy working with you. Mm-hmm. Right? Like that's another way of when we had our conversation about building referrals and raving fans and, getting those people to buy in to refer you to other people. Just a little thing like that.
Well, if you think about it, you're actually, for the next person that searches, you're de-risking the communication concern by, if they're going to talk on every review, this company must be on it. Oh, if they're like this with customer, think about how they're going to be like with me when I'm working with them, right?
I like that word, de-risking. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Like that's a perfect way of explaining, because that's what it is. It is risky to do business with a contractor in a way, right? When you're writing,
that's how homeowners perceive it.
I mean, if you're writing a check for the cost of siding, a roof, a fence, a deck, windows, tens of thousands of dollars in some cases.
Yep.
So, these are part of their life savings. It's money that they've been saving for years. It's, a loan that they're going to take that is against their home if they do a home equity line of credit, that they could lose their house over this.
Yep.
Right? Like there's a lot of risk there. So that was a great point in talking in saying that. I like that. De-risking.
Make it easy for people to give you good reviews and then respond to all the negative reviews. Thanks so much for joining us. You've got to go to jobnimbus.com/building business now. We've got a bunch of resources there. There's tips and tricks, there's industry insights, and all of it is free. So go and check it out right away. Job Nimbus is the best software tool to get you more organized, more efficient, and frankly, to give you your life back so you can have some life balance as you run your business.
For more information about roofer marketers, go to roofermarketers.com and get a copy of our free book, The Best Known Roofer, the omnipresent framework for your roofing company.